Hello again. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 189. And this time out, we are at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York for game number 19 of the 1974-75 New York Nets project. We're using Uptempo basketball from Clark and Addison Gaming and creator Brian Haverkamp. Before we get started, let's take a look at the stats for the Nets. Well, Julius Erving, the doctor, continues his tear after a 39-point performance against San Diego in Game 18. He's up over 30 points a game. The rest of the starters, good contribution from them and some decent contribution from some bench players. But it's been mostly Dr. J carrying this team. This game took place on November 20th, 1974. The Nets come home after a 7-game road trip where they went 6-1. In real life, the Nets won this game 109-104. The last time these two teams met in this replay, the Nets won 110-84, and the Nets lead the season series 2-0. The Spirits come in to this game with a 7-10 record. That is their real life record coming into this game, and the Nets are 15-3, and that is the replay record for them. So let's get things started. I use the percentile die, mostly the white ones. I will use the black one for a tenths digit if needed. Sometimes I roll all three, even though I don't need to. And here we go with the opening tip-off, and that goes to the Nets. They come down, and it's going to be a basket for New York. And scoring that one will be Larry Keenan. So Keenan with 2. And St. Louis comes the other way. It's going to be a free throw attempt. And going to the line for the Spirits will be Maurice Lucas. He is a 78.6 free throw shooter. Makes the first. And makes the second. So 2 for Maurice Lucas. Ties the game up. And we continue on. 11:20 to go in the first period. And it's the Nets' ball. And they turn it over. And St. Louis returns the favor. It's another basket for New York. And that one is coming from Willie Sojourner off the bench early with the 2. And the Nets take a 4-2 lead. 10:20 to go in the first. This is a 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Goo Kennedy off the bench, and he will be defended by Julius Erving, who's a -9. So that makes Kennedy a 43.3 shooter from the field, and he sinks that one over the doctor to tie this up. 10 minutes to go. Opening period, we're tied at 4. Here's a 2-point attempt for the Nets, and taking this shot's going to be BT, point guard Brian Taylor. He will be defended by Freddie Lewis, who's a +3. That makes Taylor a 55.9. And Freddie Lewis wins that battle. And it's the Spirit coming the other way. The Spirits. But they turn the ball over, and we head back to the Nets end of the court. And there's another basket, and scoring that one will be the doctor, his first points of the game. And the Nets lead 6-4 with 9 minutes to go here in the opening period. That's going to be a basket for St. Louis, and scoring that one will be Freddie Lewis. And we are tied at 6. 8:40 to go, opening period. Nets come down as another basket, and it is Brian Taylor again. 2 points for Taylor. 8:20 to go. Nets lead 8-6. It's a free throw attempt for St. Louis, and going to the line will be Steve Jones. He's a 68.3 free throw shooter. He makes the first and makes the second. And we are tied up again at 8. 8 minutes to go, opening period. Here come the Nets. That's going to be a basket, and that'll be Billy Pultz with the 2. $7:40 to go. Nets lead 8-10. 10-8, excuse me. And that's another trip to the line for St. Louis. And it's going to be Marvin Barnes, who is a 67 even free throw shooter. Misses the first one and makes the second. And it's 10-9 in favor of the Nets. 7:20 to go in the first period. And it's a 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Willie Sojourner. Got to mark players in the game. So Sojourner scores that basket. And the Nets lead by 3, 12-9. Here comes St. Louis. It's an attempt, and taking that shot will be Fly Williams. He'll be defended by Al Skinner, so Skinner gets in the game. Skinner is a -4, so that's going to make Williams a 40.6. And Williams wins that battle. And it's a 1-point game. Nets lead 12-11 with 6:40 to go in the opening period. There's a 2-point attempt for the Nets, and taking this shot will be the Doctor. He will be defended by Goo Kennedy, who's a +2. That makes Irving a 53.5, and Irving gets that one to drop. And it's a 3-point lead again for the Nets with 6:20 to go in the opening period. That's going to be a basket for St. Louis, and it's going to be Freddie Lewis. 4 points for Lewis here in the opening period. And it's a 14-13 lead for the Nets with 6 minutes to go in the first. 2-point attempt for the Nets. Taking the shot will be Al Skinner. And defending him will be Steve Jones, who's a +5. That makes Skinner a 54 even. And Skinner sinks the basket. And it's a 3-point lead again for the Nets with 5:40 to go in the opening period. And that's going to be a 2-point attempt. And taking this shot will be Marvin Barnes. He'll be defended by Larry Keenan, who is a -6. So that's going to make Barnes a 43.9. And Keenan wins that battle. And here come the Nets the other way with 5:20 to go in the first. And that's going to be another basket for New York. And scoring that one will be the Doctor again. 6 points for Irving here in the opening period. And the Nets have built up a 5-point lead. 18-13. Here comes St. Louis. And they score on this trip down. And this basket, Steve Jones. 4 points for Jones here in the opening period. And it's a 3-point game again. 4:40 to go. That's going to be a basket for New York. And that will be Al Skinner. 4 points for Skinner here in the opening period. And the Nets lead by 5, 20-15. 4:20 to go. And it's going to be another basket for St. Louis. And scoring this one will be Maurice Lucas. 3-point game. 4 minutes to go, opening period. Here come the Nets, and this is a 3-point attempt. And taking this shot is going to be Irving. He will be defended by Gus Gerard, who's a +2. That's going to make Irving a 35.3. From out at the arc, Julius Irving, no good. And St. Louis goes the other way. 3:40 to go. Chance to cut into the lead, and they will. And making that basket will be Goo Kennedy. 4 points for Kennedy, and it's a 1-point game. 3:20 to go, opening period. Nets 20-19. And there's a foul down at the Nets end. Going to the line will be Al Skinner. And Skinner is a 76.6 free throw shooter. He makes the first one. Second one rattles around and drops in, and we got 6 points for Al Skinner here in the first period. Excuse me. And the Nets lead by 3, 22-19. Here comes St. Louis. They turn the ball over. 2:40 to go. Nets coming the other way, looking to add to their lead, and they will with a basket from Larry Keenan. So 4 for Special K, and it's a 5-point lead with 2:20 to go here in the first period. It's a basket for St. Louis, and this is going to be Marvin Barnes driving the lane, and it's a 3-point lead for the Nets. 2 minutes to go, opening period. They lead 24-21, and there's a foul down at that end, and going to the line is going to be Larry Keenan, who's a 77 even free throw shooter. He misses the first one, and the second one is good. So Keenan picks up 1 from the line. 5 points for him here in the opening period. It's a 4-point lead for the Nets with 1:40 to go. And there's a foul down at the St. Louis end. Going to the line is going to be Fly Williams. He's an 83 even free throw shooter. First one is good for Fly, and so is the second. No question on either one of those. It's a 2-point lead for the Nets with 1:20 to go in the first period. Here they come, and they're going to score, and getting that basket is Bill Melchione. First time called his name out. So Cyclops with 2 off the bench, and it's a 4-point lead with 1 minute to go here in the first period. And there's a foul down at the St. Louis end. Going to the line is going to be Freddie Lewis, point guard. He's an 84 even free throw shooter. He misses the first one, and the second one drops for Lewis. 5 points for Lewis here in the opening period. It's a 3-point lead for the Nets, and they have the ball. And there's another 3-point attempt, and taking this shot will be Brian Taylor. And he will be defended by Freddie Lewis, who's a +3. It's going to make Taylor a 24.7. So from downtown, Brian Taylor, no good. And St. Louis comes the other way. 20 seconds to go. They're down by 3, trying to cut into the lead. And they will with this one. And scoring will be Maurice Lucas. 6 points for Lucas here in the opening period. It's a 1-point game. Final possession of the first period goes to the Nets. And here's a foul. And going to the line is going to be Al Skinner. Skinner is a 76.6 free throw shooter. First one's good, and so is the second one. 8 points for Al Skinner. Smoke off the bench leads the Nets with 8 points, and they have a 3-point lead as we reach the end of the first period. I'll get some totals and be back with the second shortly. All right, we're back for the second period, with the Nets leading 29-26. Smoke Skinner led all scorers with 8 points there in the first quarter. And we're going to jump it. Goes to the Nets again. And that's going to be a basket, and it will be the Doctor. it's a 5-point lead for the Nets, 31-26. Here comes St. Louis. It's a 2-point attempt. Taking the shot is going to be Gus Gerard. He will be defended by Julius Erving. He's a -9. That's going to make Gerard 36.6. Good defense by the Doctor, and the Nets go the other way, trying to build on their 5-point lead. And there's a foul down there, and it's going up for the layup is Larry Keenan. It drops. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. So Keenan is 77, even free throw shooter, rattles around and drops in. And the Nets have an 8-point lead, 34-26, just like that. All right, here comes St. Louis. And it's a 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Gus Gerard. He will be defended by Erving, who's a -6. That makes Gerard a 39.6. Good defense by Erving. And the Nets have gone on a little bit of a run here, and here they come again. And it's a 2-point attempt. Taking the shot will be Billy Paltz. He'll be defended by Maurice Lucas, who's a -1. That's going to make Paltz a 49.7. And Paltz wins that battle. His first, he did have 2 points in the first period. Now he has 4, and it's a 10-point lead for the Nets with 10:20 to go here in the first half. 38, that's a foul down at the St. Louis end, and going to the line will be Maurice Lucas, Jimmy Foster. He's a 79.4 free throw shooter. First one is good, and so is the second. First points for Foster in the game, and they come from the line, and it's an 8-point lead for the Nets with 10 minutes to go in the first half. It's a foul down at the Nets end, and going to the line is going to be Julius Erving. He's a 79.9. Makes the first and makes the second. 10-point lead for the Nets, 38-28. And St. Louis is coming the other way. 9:40 to go. And that's going to be a basket. And scoring that one will be Gus Gerard. His first points of the game. And it's an 8-point lead for the Nets. 9:20 to go. And the Nets turn it over. Chance for Spirits to cut into the lead, and they will. And scoring this basket is going to be Maurice Lucas. 8 points for Lucas in this game. And it's a 6-point lead for the Nets. 38-32. Here they come again. And it's a 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Larry Keenan. He will be defended by Marvin Barnes, who's a -2. That makes Keenan a 48.9. Keenan wins that battle, gets the basket to drop. And the Nets lead by 8 again. 10 points for Keenan so far in this game. 8:20 to go in the first half. And we got a 2-point attempt down at St. Louis's end. Taking the shot's going to be Steve Jones. He will be defended by Al Skinner, who's a -4. And so that makes Jones a 42. Doesn't matter because it's in the 80s. Good defense by Smoke, and we're going the other way. Here come the Nets. 8 minutes to go in the first half. It's going to be a basket, and making that one will be BT. 4 points for Taylor, and it's a 10-point lead again for the Nets. 7:40 to go in the first half. That's going to be a basket for the Spirits, and this is going to be Gus Gerard. And the lead is 8. Another basket for the Nets, and it's Al Skinner. 10-point lead. Skinner with 10 points so far in this game. Off the bench. 7 minutes to go in the first half. And there's a foul down at the St. Louis end. And going to the line will be Gus Gerard. He's a 73.8 free throw shooter. He makes the first one. And makes the second one. So 6 points for Gerard all here in the second quarter. And it's an 8-point lead for the Nets. 44-36. 6:40 to go in the first half. There's a basket for New York, and that'll be the doctor. 12 points now for Irving in this one, and the Nets lead is back to 10. 6:20 to go. And it's a 2-point attempt for St. Louis, and taking that shot is going to be Marvin Barnes. He will be defended by Ed Manning. So he's in the game. So it's everyone but Wendell Ladner so far. Oh no, excuse me. Super John has not made an appearance yet. Ed Manning is a -6. So that's going to make Barnes a 43.9. Barnes wins that battle. And it's an 8-point lead again. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. And that is a 2-point attempt for the Nets. Taking that shot will be Julius Irving. He will be defended by Gus Gerard, who's a +2. That makes Irving a 53.5. And Gus Gerard wins that battle. And here come the Spirit the other way. There's a foul. And going to the line will be Gus Gerard, 73.8. First one is good, and so is the second one. 8 points for Gerard, all here in the second quarter, and it's now a 6-point lead for the Nets. 5:20 to go. They lead 46-40, and that's going to be a basket. And making that one will be Billy Paultz, the big man. Whopper gets 2 over Maurice Lucas, and it's an 8-point game again with 5 minutes to go in the first half. That's a basket for St. Louis, and getting that one to fall is Gus Gerard. 10 points for Gerard, and as I mentioned, all here in the second quarter. 4:40 to go, 6-point lead, and the Nets turn the ball over. So here's a chance for St. Louis to cut into that, and they shall, with a basket from Maurice Lucas. 10 points for Lucas in the game, and it's a 4-point lead for the Nets, 48-44 with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And that's going to be a basket for New York, and scoring that one will be Larry Keenan. So Special K, 7 points here in the second period, 12 total for the game, and it's a 6-point lead for the Nets. 3:40 to go. And this is going to be a 2-point attempt taken by Goo Kennedy. He will be defended by Julius Irving, who's a -9. It's going to make Kennedy a 43.3. And the doctor wins that battle. And the Nets come the other way with a 6-point lead and 3:20 to go in the first half. They're going to score here. And that basket will go to Larry Keenan. So Special K coming alive here in the second period. And it's an 8-point lead for the Nets. 52-44. 3 minutes to go in the half. And St. Louis turns it over. 2:40 to go. Nets coming the other way, and they're going to score here. And that'll be the doctor, and that gets their lead back to 10. 54-44. 2:20 to go in the first half. And there's a foul down at the St. Louis end. Going to the line is going to be Marvin Barnes. He's a 67 even free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one, no good. Rebound New York, and they come the other way. So it's a 9-point lead for the Nets with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And there's a foul down at the New York end, and going to the line is going to be Billy Paltz. He is 74.8 free throw shooter. First one's good, and so is the second. So 6 points for Paltz here in the second period. He has 8 for the game total, and it's an 11-point lead for the Nets, their biggest one so far. And St. Louis coming with 140. They're going to score here, and that is Marvin Barnes. 9-point lead for the Nets, 1:20 to go in the first half. And there's a foul down at the New York end. Going to the line is going to be Super John Williamson. So everyone's in the game except Wendell Ladner. So John Williamson is an 83.7 free throw shooter. First one is good, and so is the second one. So first appearance for Super John. Sinks 2 free throws, gets the Nets back to an 11-point lead, 58-47, with a minute to go in the first half. And going up for the shot is Marvin Barnes. He's fouled. The shot is good. There's a chance for a 3-point play here. So Marvin Barnes sinks the basket, and he's going to go to the line to shoot one. And Barnes is a 67 even from the line, and he makes it. So now it's an 8-point lead for the Nets with 40 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Nets turn it over. 20 seconds to go. Here comes St. Louis. They return the favor. Final possession of the half. And the Nets turn it over. And that's it for the first half. So at halftime, it's the Nets 58, Spirit 50. I'll be back after second quarter totals. Okay, we're back for the second half with the Nets leading 58-50, and we'll jump it. This time, St. Louis gets the ball. Start the third quarter, and they're going to score here. And it'll be Steve Jones with the basket. And it's a 6-point lead for the Nets. 58-52. There's a 2-point attempt, and it's going to be Bill Melchioni. He'll be defended by Jimmy Foster, who's a +3. That makes Melchioni a 53 even. And Foster wins that battle. And here comes the Spirit the other way. And they turn it over. Chance to cut in the lead is thwarted as the Nets come back and go on a run. First run of the game. Roll a 12. It's going to be an 8-0 run for the Nets. All right. So we're looking on the 8-0 run card and see which column we use, and we roll an 8, so we're going to use the top column. So the point guard is going to score 2, and that'll be Brian Taylor. So he gets 2. And these are going to be the Nets' first points of the period, so that gets the Nets to 60. And then the shooting guard is going to have a 2 and 2 from the line. And that'll be Al Skinner, who's having himself a heck of a game. So he gets 2 and 2 from the line, so that's 4 more for the Nets. And it's a 12-point lead. Shooting forward, or excuse me, small forward, and that's going to be Irving. He scores a basket. And nothing from the power forward and nothing from the center. So that completes the run. We take 2 minutes off the clock. That gets us down to 9 minutes. And the Nets have a 14-point lead. And here comes the Spirit. That's a foul down at that end. And going to the line is going to be Marvin Barnes. He's a 67 even. First one's good. So is the second. 8-point lead. Or excuse me, 12-point lead. 8:40 to go here in the third. Here come the Nets. Going to be a basket. And that'll be the doctor. $8:20 to go. Nets lead 68-54. That's 8:20 to go in the third quarter. St. Louis turns it over. Nets looking for more, but they return the favor. And now there's 7:40 to go. And I hope you can see the clock. I know things are moving around, but here come the Spirit. And there's a foul down there. Going to the line will be Goo Kennedy. He's a 72.5 free throw shooter. First one rattles around and drops for him. Second one is no question good. So 2 for Kennedy. And it's a 12-point lead for the Nets with 7:20 to go in the third. And it's a 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Ed Manning. He will be defended by Terry Driscoll, who's a +3. That makes Manning at 45.7. And Manning gets the basket, his first points of the game. And it is a 14-point lead for the Nets. Here comes St. Louis. They need a run to get back in this. They will get a basket here, and they'll get it from Fly Williams. I believe that's the first time I'm calling his name in this game. No, he scored earlier. 12-point lead for the Nets, 70-58. 6:40 here in the third. It's a foul down at the New York end, and going to the line is going to be Super John Williamson, 83.7 free throw shooter. First one's good, and so is the second. Comes St. Louis the other way, 6:20 to go here in the third. And it's a foul down at that end. Going to the line is going to be Marvin Barnes, 67 even. He misses the first one, but makes the second one. So Marvin Barnes picks up 1 from the line. 13-point lead for the Nets. 6 minutes to go here in the third. That's a basket, and it's the doctor. Six points in this period for the doctor, 20 for the whole game. And here comes St. Louis back. They trail 74-59. 5:40 to go in the third. They're going to score here, and it'll be Marvin Barnes. 13-point lead for the Nets. 5:20 to go. 74-61. There's a basket for New York. And you guessed it, the doctor, who has come alive here in the third. 15-point lead for the Nets. 5 minutes to go in the third. Here comes St. Louis. They're going to score here. Excuse me. Scoot Kennedy. 13-point lead for the Nets. 76-63. 4:40 to go in the third. That's going to be a basket for the Nets, and it's going to be the doctor. 10 points here in the third period. And it's a 15-point lead again, 78-63. 4:20 to go in the third. Another basket for St. Louis. And this one is Maurice Lucas. Nets coming the other way with 4 minutes to go in the third. They lead 78-65. And they turn it over. So chance for St. Louis to cut into that lead a bit. And there's a foul down there, and going to the line is going to be Freddie Lewis. He's an 84 even free throw shooter. First one's good, and so is the second one. So it's an 11-point lead for the Nets. 3:20 to go in the third, and that's a 3-point attempt. Third 3-point attempt this game for the Nets. And taking this shot's going to be the doctor. Excuse me. And he will be defended by Goo Kennedy, who's a +2. So that's going to make Irving a 35.3. So from downtown, out at the arc, the doctor misses the shot. Good defense by Goo Kennedy. And here comes the Spirit the other way. And they are going to score here and cut into this lead a little bit more. And that's going to be Fly Williams with the basket. And it's a 9-point lead for the Nets. 2:40 to go here in the third. 78-69. And there's a foul down at that end, and going to the line is going to be the doctor. 79.9 free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one rattles around and comes out. Maurice Lucas with the rebound. So Irving gets one from the line there. Makes it a 10-point game, and here comes St. Louis. 2:20 to go in the third. And they're going to score. And that is Gus Gerard. His first points of the second half. And it's an 8-point lead. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Nets lead 79-71. And there's a foul. Going to the line will be Billy Paltz. He's a 74.8. First one's good. And so is the second one. So 2 from Paltz. His first points in the second half. 2 from the line. And it's a 10-point lead again. 1:40 to go here in the third. Another basket for St. Louis. And that is Marvin Barnes. And it's another 8-point lead for the Nets. 1:20 to go. They lead 81-73. And there's a foul down at New York's end. And going to the line is going to be Larry Keenan. He's a 77 even free throw shooter. He misses the first one. Second one rattles around and drops in for him. So first point for Special K here in the second half. And it's a 9-point lead for the Nets with 1 minute to go in the third. There's a foul down at the St. Louis end. And going to the line is going to be Gus Gerard, 73.8 free throw shooter. First one's good. And so is the second one. So 2 from the line for Gerard. And it's a 7-point lead with 40 seconds to go here in the third. Nets lead 82-75. There's a foul down at the New York end. Going to the line is going to be Larry Keenan again. 77 even. First one's good. So is the second one. So 2 free throws from Keenan. And it's a 9-point lead. 20 seconds to go here in the third. Here come the Spirits. And that's a 2-point attempt. Taking that shot is Gus Gerard. He'll be defended by Julius Irving, who's a -9. That makes Gerard a 36.6. And Irving wins that battle. Final possession of the half. And it's going to be a basket for New York. And it's going to be Super John Williamson. And that's how the third period ends. Nets have an 11-point lead, 86-75. I'll be back shortly with the final period. Alrighty, we're back for the final period. And St. Louis gets the tip again, and we'll get first possession. And that is going to be a 2-point attempt. That's coming from Marvin Barnes. He'll be defended by Larry Keenan, who's a -6. That makes Barnes a 43.9. And Keenan wins that battle, and the Nets come the other way. They have an 11-point lead, and they turn it over. Here comes St. Louis. And there's a foul down there. Going to the line will be Maurice Lucas. He's a 78.6 from the line. Makes the first one, and the second one as well. Well, it's a 9-point lead. 11 minutes to go. It's going to be a basket for the Nets, and it'll be, you guessed it, Dr. J. 11-point lead. 10:40 in the final period. There's a foul down at the St. Louis end. And it's Marvin Barnes, who's a 67 even. Misses the first one, but makes the second one. And that's one from Barnes. It's a 10-point lead for the Nets, 88-78, with 10:20 to go. There's a foul down at the New York end, and it's going to be Dr. J going to the line. 79.9 free throw shooter. First one's good, and so is the second. 12-point lead for the Nets, 90-78, 10 minutes to go in this one. 2-point attempt. Taking the shot is going to be Gus Gerard. He'll be defended by Julius Erving, who's a -9. That makes Gerard a 36.6. Erving wins that battle again. 9:40 to go. Here come the Nets. That's going to be a basket, and making that one. Yep. Julius Erving. 14-point lead. And 9:20 to go in the game. 2-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Goo Kennedy. He will be defended by Julius Erving, who's a -9. And that makes Kennedy a 43.3. Once again, good defense by the Doctor. 9 minutes to go. Here come the Nets. It's going to be a basket. And it's going to be John Williamson. .16-point lead. 8:40 to go in the game. Nets lead 94-78. Here comes St. Louis. It's going to be a 2-point attempt, and taking that shot will be Gus Gerard. And he's going to have to go up against Julius Erving again. -9. That makes Gerard a 36.6. This time Gerard wins the battle. And makes it a 14-point game. Picks up his first points of the fourth quarter. And there's 8:20 to go in that quarter. Nets are coming down, and they score. And it is the big man, the Whopper, Billy Paltz with the 2. And a 16-point lead for the Nets. 8 minutes to go. There's a foul down at the St. Louis end. Going to the line will be Freddie Lewis. He's an 84 even free throw shooter. First one, no question. Second one rattles around, and it's rebounded by the big man, Billy Paltz. So Lewis picks up 1 there. That's 15-point lead for the Nets. The home crowd's loving it. 7:40 to go. And the Nets make a 3-point shot. This is the first time I think I've rolled a 100 since I've been playing this game. So we got a 3-point basket for the Nets. Who scored it? BT, Brian Taylor from downtown, hits the 3. And it's a 18-point lead for New York. 99-81. 7:20 to go. And that's going to be a basket for St. Louis. And that will be Freddie Lewis. Hits the 2. 99-83. 7 minutes to go. Here come the Nets. And there's a foul. Going to the line will be Larry Keenan. Or excuse me, Julius Erving. 79-9. First one's good. So is the second one. 101-83. The Nets lead. 6:40 to go. Basket for St. Louis. And that's coming from Freddie Lewis, point guard. Come the Nets the other way, 6:20 to go. They lead 101-85. Another basket for the Nets, and this time it is Larry Keenan, Special K, his first points of the fourth quarter, and it's 103-85. 6 minutes to go in this one. St. Louis desperately needs a run, but they turn it over. 5:40 to go. And what do we have here? We have a foul, and going to the line is going to be Julius Erving. 79-9 free throw shooter. He makes the first, and he misses the second. So 104 to 85. 5:20 to go in this one. And another turnover by St. Louis. And this one is slipping away very quickly. And let's see, that's a basket for the Nets. And making this one. Julius serving. 21-point lead. 4:20 to go. Here comes the Spirit. There's a foul down there at that end. And going to the line is going to be Maurice Lucas. 78.6. He makes the first one. And the second one's good as well. 4 points for Lucas in the fourth quarter, all coming from the line. 4 minutes to go. 106 to 87. It's a 2-point attempt for the Nets. Taking this shot is going to be John Williamson. He will be defended by Steve Jones, who's a +5. That makes Williamson a 53.6. But Jones wins that battle. And Spirit come the other way. Spirits, I should say. That's going to be a basket for them. And that one is coming from Gus Gerard. .320 to go. Nets lead 106 to 89. That's a basket for New York. And that is John Williamson. Super John with the 2. Gets the Nets to 108. 3 minutes to go. Another turnover from St. Louis. Nets coming the other way. Another basket. Billy Paltz. Whopper with 4 points here in the fourth. Nets are at 110 to 89. 2:20 to go. Can the Spirit break 100? There's a basket for them, and it's going to be Maurice Lucas. 110 to 91. 2 minutes to go. There's a foul, and going to the line is going to be Brian Taylor. 76.5. He misses the first one. Misses the second one. Rebounded by St. Louis. They're coming the other way. 140 to go. And that's a 3-point attempt. Taking this shot will be Freddie Lewis. He will be defended by Bill Melchioni, who's a -3. That's going to make Lewis a 24.9 from out at the arc. Good defense by Cyclops. And Freddie Lewis doesn't get a good look, and the Nets are going the other way. 120 to go. There's a foul down at that end. Going to the line is going to be Julius Erving. 79.9. Makes the first one. Misses the second. Having a crazy fourth quarter. The Nets have a 20-point lead. There's a minute to go. This is just mathematic now to get the totals to be somewhat correct. And that is a 2-point attempt for St. Louis. Taking the shot is going to be Marvin Barnes. He'll be defended by Ed Manning, who's a -6. Manning, good defender. And let's see, that makes Marvin Barnes a 43.9. But he wins that battle and gets the basket. .40 seconds to go. There's a foul down at the New York end. It's Brian Taylor going to the line. 76.5. First one's good. Second one's good for BT. 2 from the line. 5 points in the fourth quarter for Taylor. 20 seconds to go. St. Louis comes down. They're going to get a basket here, but they're not going to reach 100. And this one is coming from Marvin Barnes. Gets them to 95. Final possession of the game. And it's a basket for New York. And it comes from Larry Keenan. So Keenan sinks the shot at the end. And it's a 20-point win for the Nets. 115 to 95. They go to 16-3 and win this first game on their return home for a 2-game homestand. So that's going to do it for this episode. Actually, no. I'll be back shortly after I get some totals and we'll wrap this up. Sorry about that. Alrighty, we're back to wrap this up. As mentioned earlier, the Nets win this one by 20, 115-95. That'll take their record to 16-3 in this replay. And my goal is to do better than, have a better record than the Nets did that season. And honestly, off the top of my head, I don't remember what that was, but I will look it up. Anyway, for St. Louis, high man was Marvin Barnes with 23 points. They also had 18 from Gus Gerard. Freddie Lewis with 12, and Maurice Lucas with 18. High score of the game, no surprise. Julius Erving follows up his 39-point performance with a 37-point performance in this one. So his points per game average is going to go up a little bit more. I don't know if that's skewed a little bit here in the the way the card's set up. I'm not sure. 21 from Larry Keenan is a nice highlight. Most importantly, I think, though, Al Skinner off the bench with 14. That is probably his best performance of the season. They also had 14 from Billy Pultz. Brian Taylor was in double digits with 11, and so was John Williamson, getting all of his scoring, or most of his scoring, in the second half. He had 10. All right, so that's it for the Nets in this one. And I should have had this open already, but let's see where they go from here. Well, I believe it's another home game. It's a short 2-game homestand. And let's see who they're facing. It'll be game 20. And that is going to be against the Spurs. Excuse me, this was a 1-game homestand. They're back on the road. They're back on the road for 2. They face the Spurs and then the Pacers. And then they come home for 4, which is definitely their longest homestand of the season. So this was just 1 game at home before they head back on the road for 2 more. And that upcoming 4-game homestand, they'll have the first time they play the Virginia Squires, or should I say the new Virginia Squires, as they were advertised that year. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. If you hung out with me, I appreciate it, and I'll be back again in the near future with another one. And until then, take care.